ladies and gentlemen, welcome to W.M.S.T podcast episode number 48. I am your host, Syed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the audio links. Let's introduce you to the cast tonight. We've got finally back from his birthday last weekend, Editor-in-Chief Ziggler. What up, Ziggler?
Yeah, what's up? Feels weird as hell to be 20, but yeah, that's life.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got everybody's favorite weirdo and mine, Cam. What up, Cam?
I finally have money. Like, I got a job and I got money now.
Hey, let's get it, man. I know it definitely feels good. So,
I give my money right.
for sure, man. Let's get started with our wrestling topics for today. NXT had a great weekend last week at Survivor Series, and you know what? It really has paid off for WWE to put NXT over at Survivor Series, because of course they had the pre-Survivor Series boost in the ratings, where they beat AEW for the first time, which made sense because a lot of the wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown were rumored to be there at NXT, so a lot more eyes on the product for NXT, which is super smart because you definitely want to, even though Raw's numbers are really poor, you still want to bring that audience of, 2 million people, maybe at least some of them, to watch NXT, and that would probably be enough to beat AEW time to time. And they had that boost, and of course they had the amazing night at War Games and Survivor Series. Uh, they had so many star-making matches. Pete Dunne, Adam Cole, Keith Lee looked amazing. And then the Wednesday after Survivor Series, they beat AEW at a very impressive mark. I think it was like a 100K plus viewer difference, and NXT was able to beat AEW. So I think that was really good for them to be put over at Survivor Series. I don't know how Vince agreed to doing something like this. Maybe Triple H convinced him for NXT to go over 4 wins to Raw's, 2 wins to SmackDown's. I think it was like 1 or 2 wins, but it's pretty impressive how they were able to take this Survivor Series storyline and help NXT kind of gain more viewership. So yeah, I want to open it up to you guys. What do you guys think about NXT's involvement with the main roster, and do you guys think we'll be seeing more main roster stars crossing over to NXT if it means beating AEW Dynamite more consistently in the ratings?
I mean, I love the build up to Survivor Series. It was great. It was really, really fun, and I'm so happy NXT came out on top of Survivor Series. The main event wasn't that good, as I recall, but almost every other match was great. So, and I've been wanting Kevin Owens to cross over to NXT and be there for a long time, whether it's with the era or whether he's chasing after the title again. I've been wanting him to go back to NXT for a long time because they just do not know how to, or they just do not know what to do with him on the main roster. And same goes with a lot of people on the main roster. And I would just love to see Kevin Owens back. I'm a huge fan of him, and on the main roster, he's been all right. Yeah, he's won the Universal title, but what has he done since? So same with Finn Balor. What has he done since he won the Universal title, and now he's back in NXT, and he's actually doing really good in NXT. And I would like to see the same with Kevin Owens. What about you, Cam?
I liked the build for the Survivor Series. Probably one of the better things that they've done this year. Is actually, if this is what it takes to beat AEW, actually doing a concept that they should have done several years back, just having main roster people on NXT and vice versa. It should add a better element to to the shows. Even if it was just for a month, it was probably one of the best things that they've done. And it's kind of a downer to see all of that hype and everything, all that creative stuff and all that hype just kind of end right after the fact. But that's wrestling for you.
Would you like
Yeah,
to see like anyone come up though, like to
come
or can NXT?
yeah, come up to NXT. Keyword.
Owens, Cesaro,
Oh yeah, Cesaro.
whatever other male or female wrestlers aren't really being
Yeah,
used that often.
honestly, if they don't have something for you, like for example, if they don't have anything for Cesaro to do on the main roster, just send him to NXT. Like if you got no idea what to do with Andrade, send him back to NXT.
I would love to see Cesaro back. Well, he was never really in NXT, only for that Sami Zayn feud, but I would really love to see him back there and have returned with Kings of Wrestling with Cassius Ohno. That would be a great tag team. They'll be in the tag team title
Oh, dude,
chase with the
imagine.
Era. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Imagine their tag team versus, like you said, like the Era. Like that would be like takeover match of the year candidate.
Dude, that would be freaking insane.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And plus, here's the thing, right? Main roster has lost its value. Like it's not a thing people want anymore. Yeah, sure, maybe they get a pay upgrade, but other than that, it's not creatively fulfilling.
Like you
And
see that Tommaso Ciampa thing that he never wants to go to the main roster.
yeah,
That he'd rather retire.
he probably gets main roster money on the NXT anyway, so he wants to retire in NXT, build that brand up. And here's the thing, titles also don't mean shit in main roster anymore. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool winning the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship, but the titles overall on the main rosters have been watered down so much that it's not even worth seeing your favorite wrestler from NXT chase a main roster title. He'll probably end up getting buried like like Cedric Alexander or like Humberto Carrillo, who couldn't
Oh,
even.
I think Cedric should go to NXT too.
Oh yeah, see, exactly. So and plus I don't know, there's more examples, but titles just don't mean as much anymore, so it makes sense for people to just
Yeah.
go up to NXT and just have memorable storylines and memorable matches, because people
And
aren't gonna
I
people aren't gonna remember if you won the WWE Championship. Because look at Kofi Kingston. People probably
yeah.
forget sometimes that he was WWE Champion literally last October, but that's gone now. He's back in the mid card. It's done.
And I feel the championships really matter in NXT though.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that North American title, even though it's a mid card, it feels like a main title. Like that match with like Roderick Strong and Velveteen Dream, that felt like a real like NXT title match. It was great. I loved it, and it just almost all well, yeah, all their titles feel like main event worthy titles, and they're just they actually have value, not like the United States or the Intercontinental title, which doesn't really mean
And
shit.
don't get me started on the women's division.
Oh, the NXT Women's Division.
Sure, there are smaller wrestlers that are there, but the main title scene is actually a lot better than what Raw and SmackDown are doing.
I would love to see Ember Moon back in NXT too. They're
There's
doing
so
nothing with
many
her.
other girls that should just drop back to NXT. Like,
Also, not to mention, they are going to release. I heard recently that they are going to release a lot of talent, because that's another problem. They've signed way too many talents that they don't even need, just so they don't go to AEW or another competitor. So they're going to be releasing a lot of wrestlers too. So that should open up space for more TV time for other wrestlers.
as long as they don't hire more people, like, you don't really need to hire more people. Sure, there are a lot of other wrestlers that are nice and could be really good additions, but your roster is packed to the gills at this point. Don't
Right,
bother.
yeah.
And the main, the main thing is one of the biggest free agents right now is Marty Scurll. So is
True.
WWE gonna try to snatch him, or AEW got this in the bag? Because I don't see him signing back with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, we'll see how that ends up
I
ends up,
see him
you know.
signing with AEW.
Yeah, it does look likely, but you never say never. He might
Money
end up.
talks.
Money talks, exactly. And yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, NXT so far, they've been great. The in-ring product, everything has been on fire, and now they have the exposure to really show other people that they are the best wrestling brand right now.
Oh, and to add to the Ciampa thing, he's probably retiring because he can't handle the road schedule.
Oh yeah, road schedule. So and plus his neck probably is still kind of not that good, but like it's well enough so he can wrestle
Like
for
I'm
another
like
year.
every time I watch one of his matches post neck surgery, I kind of get concerned where it was like, oh come on, be careful, please don't land badly. It's like those Daniel Bryan matches after he came back.
Right. Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. Seth Rollins, the biggest jerk on Twitter, the heel Twitter persona, seems like it's coming to the main roster. Now, this is really interesting to me. I don't know if this was ever in the cards for Seth Rollins to ever turn heel, but the fact that it got so bad, the reaction to him got so 2015 Roman-esque that they had no choice but to try something different with this character. And I actually kind of like what they're doing with this character. Or, yeah, sure, he's kind of a babyface. He still fights heels right now, but you can slowly see like he's becoming more egotistical. He's giving these quote unquote rah-rah speeches to the roster members, and nobody's respecting him. It's
Yeah,
almost
but he
as if,
apologized this past week, I think,
but
right?
you're right. And you see that apology, that's not even like a real apology. It's more like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong, but I guess I'll apologize. You can see like,
And Owens just decided to call him out and say, it's bullshit.
I know
Literally.
exactly. So you can see like there's slowly building up to a heel turn. I kind of wish they did something similar with Roman, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Seth Rollins, I feel like, is definitely gonna have a good heel run at the least, because I feel like at this point it's natural for him to be a bad guy. He's just gained such a bad rep with all the fans, and you kind of see him as this like asshole who just cares about money over anything, who kisses up to Vince and the company. So he literally kind of just forced his own heel turn in a way by being a jerk on Twitter. So what do you guys think about that? And do you think more wrestlers should force character changes outside of the Raw and SmackDown's inner bubble?
Mm,
What? What was that?
mm, rethinking.
Well, what sucks for
Think
this is
think
they couldn't have done this for Roman Reigns when he was getting all this heat.
yeah.
I would have loved to see heel Roman Reigns. It would have been badass.
I mean,
And they're doing
yeah.
it for Rollins, and yeah, that's what just sucks about that. But you can't change the
It would have
past.
been like Reigns as a heel could have been natural, but I mean they had
Honestly,
various instances where they could have done that. Like they could have turned him during his feud with Cena, during his Taker feud.
I love Rollins as a heel. He is a great fucking heel, better than he was as a face. So
My
if this
only
is the direction they're going with the heel turn, I fucking love it.
my only gripe with Rollins as a heel, like the early authority heel, is like they didn't know what to do with him. On one hand, he can be a very smart heel, and on the other hand, he's an absolute pansy who needs Hunter, Kane, and Mercury, and like Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble to fight his own battles.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's gonna have AOP to fight his own battles now too.
Yeah,
so
upgraded them.
At least those work. That can work in a way where he actually has his own kind of bodyguards, kind of like how MJF has Wardlow.
Yeah. Yeah, he has like 2 Wardlows. Jesus.
They're cloned them.
And I mean that's a badass team though. And it puts AOP on the map, so that's good for all 3 of them, and hopefully this will lead him to the probably can't lead him to the title, I don't think, because Brock's still champion.
No, they've had 2 Lesnar matches. I say put the Rollins and Lesnar feud on the back burner because
I mean Rollins. That's another thing. Like Rollins can work without the title. Like I feel like he's a big enough name, and plus the titles, again, don't mean anything.
Yeah.
So he can have a memorable feud without the title. I think they can do something interesting with them at WrestleMania.
They're going forward with this feud with Kevin Owens, I think.
Yeah, that can be like a till Royal Rumble feud. After that, somebody else can feud with them. They can come up with something else.
I wasn't really a big fan of their feud for the Universal title. Was that? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, in 2016.
Yeah, but I love their Hell in a Cell match though.
Getting involved.
Their Hell in a Cell match was great, but other than that, I didn't really like it. So.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But I mean, let me show you guys another example. Like Charlotte Flair was recently talking on Twitter about how, like Corey Graves had some comments about how like her character is not being presented well on screen, and she's not really doing her best. She's kind of just going through the motions. And she commented about that on Twitter. She's like, yeah, he's not wrong. That's true. I'm not satisfied. So it's kind of like they're taking it in their own hands to like kind of force a heel turn maybe on TV, or like do something interesting. Because yeah, it's true. Charlotte Flair's character has been stuck in like this weird place where like she kind of acts like a heel, but it's supposed to be a baby face. It's really confusing. I don't know what they're doing.
I think she's a tweener or something.
Tweeners almost always never work, honestly, in wrestling. It works sometimes. Sometimes, yeah. But not with Charlotte Flair. She's not a good enough actress to pull that off. What was the count?
How am I supposed to cheer for a woman who has the referee pull the rope for her? I mean, with Ric Flair, that's one thing. It's for like a legacy and whatnot, but
I know.
You're literally doing heelish things.
I don't know, yeah, but
that's the thing about Charlotte.
Tweener?
He was tweener for a bit, but it worked for him because he was a great promo. He was a great actor.
Yeah, Charlotte's not the best promo artist.
Oh, no, not at all.
She is bad.
She's never the best.
Yeah,
Stone Cold's another level.
Yeah, I mean, as good as Charlotte is in the ring, she's that bad on the mic. So never completely
balanced.
Yeah.
My thing about Charlotte is with her saying, "Oh, I'm not really doing so hot mentally." Is like no matter how many plastic smiles I can fake, I'm still not feeling as well. No matter how many titles I win, no matter how many matches with Trish Stratus I have, it's not going to change the fact that you're booking me weirdly.
I mean, that's just the creative's fault. It's like, it's such a repetitive topic. It's like we got to talk about this every single week. It's got
like she could use a breather at this point. Like, you could just write her off TV, maybe until after or until the Royal Rumble, and
get her refreshed for the Rumble season and the Mania season. Yeah, that makes sense.
no matter because the accomplishments and the fact that she's been losing more often than not aside, this has been a very insufferable year for her.
True. She did become a 10-time champion, which was a big accomplishment, but everybody
She main
forgot about
event in WrestleMania.
Right. Because guess
I'm
what?
still going to give her flag just because of that Asuka title win.
I mean, again, and people forgot about that because guess what? Titles don't matter anymore. They're just
And
props.
now Asuka's beating her now.
Exactly. It's full circle.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna get like a Mankind winning the WWF Championship moment for a while.
Yeah.
Because that's when the title meant something.
Yeah.
Could
We're not
that
gonna get that for a
WrestleMania
while.
Becky win be that in a way or no?
Not really, because at first it was like, yeah, like around like Survivor Series, but then they just kind of ruined the hype. They ruined the hype for me.
It, but that's what they derailed it, and that's why it wasn't as special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't like a special like a Daniel Bryan winning at Mania.
Right. True. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the Rollins character and Charlotte character, and see where they go from there. All right, that's pretty much it for this week's episode. Thank you for tuning in, and Ziggler, hit that outro.
Make me.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.